Florida, where it's slightly colder than I want it to be. But this week, we have a very special episode for you. It is a compilation of some of our favorite Christmas queens to get you in the spirit for the big day that's coming up this week. For the next couple of weeks, you'll be getting new episodes that are some of our favorites throughout the year that we put together and some new content for you. So check it out. We hope you have a fabulous Christmas, and we'll see you for new episodes in 2024.
Well, Candace, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited you're here. We made this happen. And I ran into you most recently at, first I got to give you fuzzy socks. We got to do the fuzzy socks.
Get comfy.
Okay. Although I don't know, I'm wearing your line. This is your Candace Cameron Bure line. And
you look adorable.
But look, it matches my toes. So
I love your pieces.
Thank
really
you.
cute stuff.
It's really cute.
And comfy.
QVC,
I'm wearing my
people.
t-shirt. This is my t-shirt underneath
It's
my
very cute. I
overalls,
need a few of those so we go to QVC and we find your stuff.
QVC.com, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stock up for the summer for sure. What did you think of 90s Con, your first convention?
So it was exhausting. It is so much work.
In such a fun way though, right?
But so much fun. I loved it. And it was also because of all the people I was with.
Yes.
I mean, I really, my team was a little nervous for me to go to it. They're like, why do you want to do this? What are you getting yourself into? And I wanted to go by myself. They were like, no, we're going to send, I of course have a team and I have an assistant and all of that. And they were like, well, as long as everyone goes. And I was like, I don't want anyone to go with me because my whole focus for that trip, I said, I just want to spend time with Dave, Andrea, and Scott.
With your Full House family.
With my Full House family. Because with Bob passing, it's like you want to cherish your time together even more. Yeah. So they were a little nervous that I was going to go. And I said, trust me, like, I'm good.
You're a big girl.
I'm a big girl. We're good. We're all going to be together. So in like full DJ Tanner mode, because I'm more like my character than I care to admit, I went into full planning and just took over for the four of us. And I was like, here are our flights. Here's what we're doing. Here are our dinner reservations.
The Sabrina cast makes me do that. I mean, I would totally do it. And I'm kind of the cruise director anyway, but they're always like, what are we doing? Can we get hair and makeup? How are we, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'll figure it all out for you.
Yeah.
But it is exhausting, but in a wonderful way. You're there for the fans, right? And you're there to like sign autographs and take pictures and meet and greet. But at the same time, you also are backstage like with your family, with your, TV family, but also we're with each other too. Like you and I are doing TikToks and Lacey Chabert's there and Scott Wolf and like all these people who either know or love or want to know. And it's so, and then it was Connecticut. So I was with my family and friends that I had lived with for the last 12 years. So all my friends wanted to come with me and it was my son's birthday on the day too. So it was like,
it was a big deal.
Yeah, that is a big,
But it's so much fun and it's exhausting in such a great way. Like I think I lost my voice. I think I gained like 12 pounds just in trying to like shove Fritos in my mouth backstage so I could have something in my stomach. A lot of Coca-Colas just to keep me awake, but
yeah, and reuniting with some people that I haven't seen in a long time. So the whole cast of Family Matters was there, and that was so much fun because we shot just stages away from each other. I was friends with all of them growing up.
That's awesome.
So like Kelly Williams and Darius McCrary, like those were my buddies growing up, and I keep in touch with them, but I haven't seen them in years. So that was so much fun to hang out and then see all of you. So I loved it. I am like down for another con.
Oh, we got to do it. I mean, it's a little bit addicting. It took me a little while to get used to these, and it was my friend Tara Strong, who's the amazing voiceover artist who does so she voices every character you've ever on every show you've ever watched with animation, but she really loved doing these. And at first, I felt a little bit like, people are paying me to sign an autograph. Like, this is weird.
Yep.
But then she was like, oh, the fans love it. And I love being a part of it and hearing how they like our work. And I was like, okay, I'm going to look at it that way. Like giving something to the fans and like letting them kind of have access, I guess, to you.
Yeah.
So it's a weird situation, but it can be so much fun.
It's got to be pretty fulfilling too, to be sitting there and like having 3 days of people being like, I love you.
But it's a little, it's like, but you also have to make an impression on everybody in like 3 seconds. You have like 3 seconds to make an impression.
Literally
choosing, which is so incredible.
No, it is. That part is, but with that is pressure.
Oh, for sure.
Because if you just have a moment of like, oh my goodness, I need to take a breath and close my eyes. And then someone walks up at that moment and they're but they didn't seem very happy to see me and they weren't appreciative. And you're like, no, but I just needed a second to take a breath.
A sip of my tea.
Yeah. So you're like on.
You got to be on
the whole
or that
time.
person that's next to you. You still have a long line, but you have to use the bathroom, and like and they're like, no, wait, but my daughter was waiting to me. I'll be back, and they're like, no, you won't. And like sometimes they'll drag you off to do other things. And
I think that's great though that you guys have an appreciation that people are choosing. This is their vacation. Like some people
I know they spend a lot of money
from all over the world, and I think the fact that you guys even take the consideration to be like, oh, I need to be on for them, like. I think they also realize you're human.
You want everyone to have a nice experience.
There's probably a lot of grace there.
So it's a lot of pressure, but it's a lot of fun, and it's so like it fills your cup in a way that you're like, people like my work. That's nice. Yes. They still like me. It
was lovely. It was lovely all around.
Being with your cast really helps in that case, because sometimes when you go by yourself, it can be a little intimidating.
Does it feel a little lonely? Even though you're in like this place.
Well, especially when you're doing like the photos, you're already signing autographs by yourself always, but your cast is nearby, so you can joke around with them and stuff. But like when you do the photos when they're with you, that helps alleviate some of the like. If you do need to take a beat, someone else jumps in with a, hey, how are you today? Well, you're like, okay, deep breath.
Totally. That was probably the best part when I was with the whole cast taking the photos because there was just less pressure. And not that I was on any less, but it's just a little bit more relaxed.
It gives you, some other people jump in with some comments and some.
Well, and just the moral support of other people's presence is
very much
real.
So. Yeah, but it's fun, and I hope you do it again.
Yeah,
but you got to do the Christmas con now, because
I know
we haven't yet covered the fact that we are battling Christmas queens on different networks.
Yes.
I mean, we have covered this in private dinners.
Are there tiaras? Because if there are, I'm there.
And some people might say Lacey Chabert and Danica McKellar.
Sure. I think we all need a crown.
But I know we should all, and you're on the crown. Isn't Hallmark known as the something of the crown? What's their little under there?
It is.
But y'all, this should be a reality like competition.
Maybe we should just do a Christmas movie about competing Christmas queen.
Yes. Don't think I haven't thought of it already.
Christmas pageant ever.
There you go. I'll write it. You direct it, and we'll get Lacey and Danica in it.
It's like it's the multiverse, but it's Christmas queens competing for the title.
But she's on. But Hallmark, everybody's like, you go to these conventions, these Christmas con and stuff, and everyone's got their hot chocolate and Netflix. No, hot chocolate and Hallmark, hot chocolate and Hallmark, Hallmark Christmas. I can't, and then I'm like, Lifetime over here.
Right.
Sometimes I have to hold up a sign in front of people that says Lifetime when they have their Hallmark sweater.
And now GAC is coming into the race too.
Netflix, they're all coming. I think Freeform is coming back in the game, and Netflix is coming in hot, and
that's
there's
pretty cool
bunch.
for you guys though. A lot more.
There's a lot more competition. Yeah. So, but it's fun. The Christmas genre is incredible.
It is incredible, and I think as the years have gone on, at least for me, it feels less about the competition. I think there's competition within the networks, but as far as personal competition, we're all friends. So I love going, watch Melissa's movie, watch it on Lifetime, watch Lacey's movie, watch Danica. I love being able to feel
there's room for everyone.
And so in that way, it just feels good to root everyone on instead of like, I want to have the best ratings.
No. And the thing is, we're all gonna have great ratings. Yes. Everyone's got a special.
Everybody loves a Christmas movie.
Everyone loves Christmas, and I attribute the boom of this thing to like you and like how. This is a new genre. Like legitimately, I think there wasn't really there were Christmas movies that came out in the theaters and stuff like National Lampoon's or Home Alone or whatever. Those were more movies that became Christmas movies. I mean, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was definitely about Christmas, but now all of a sudden there is a Christmas genre, and now there's a Christmas con, and now this is like a thing, and it's kind of like I feel like my movie Holiday in Handcuffs, I always say, kind of felt like one of the first, but you were right there too, like with your movies, and they just sort of started to grow, and then this became this huge beast on its own that people just love, and it's such a happy, joyful time to.
It is
kind of and also for some people that have lost people that year or struggling with issues or money issues, and I feel like Christmas can be a lonely time too, and so I think the movies really give them hope.
Yes,
in a time that can be tough.
Something to look forward
to.
I think
comfort.
Yeah.
part of, coping with anything in life is just having something to look forward to. I mean, I know I'm always a better person when I'm like, 2 more weeks till vacation or, whatever it is.
Anticipation of Christmas is a real thing. And it's such a beautiful, and it all stems from, the birth of Jesus and the reason for the season.
At Christmas time.
But it's such a nice season. It can be so full of stress and it can be full of loneliness too. But I think that there is a hope that comes with it. And I feel like everyone kind of gets a little bit of that, that tingle.
Here's our time at Christmas Con with Lacey Chabert.
But Haul Out the Holly was this year's Christmas movie. And thanks. Thank you so much. And we had the best time doing it. It was a comedy and we made each other laugh all day. And it was just the best time on set. And I'm so happy that you guys liked it. We're trying to do things, a bit differently and, tell different kinds of stories, but of course, keeping the Hallmark heart and love. And so this one was really fun.
So many of the classic Christmas movies have comedy in them. So I'm always trying to pull more comedy. I'm like, more comedy. Because if you think about Christmas Vacation or Elf or Christmas Story, these have so
all
much
my favorite movies you just named.
Scrooged, right? They all have comedy in them. So I'm like, we need a little bit. I mean, we all like the ones where we go home to the hometown and fall in love with the guy in the, looking like a lumberjack. Because I love those too.
Well, is there anything better than sitting on the sofa, watching a Christmas movie, knowing at the end, your hot cocoa is going to be cold, but your heart's going to be warm? It's just so good.
That should be on a t-shirt.
Right?
That should be on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I like that.
Also, by the way, sorry to side note, I love all of your shirts that you're wearing.
I know, everybody.
Whenever I
There's some
see you all in the
serious
photo ops,
sparkle
I have to read the shirts
happening here.
As they walk in, I'm always like, I'm not looking at your chest. I'm like, let me see what it says and what's going on. Okay, come on. I've already asked a few of you, for the website so I can get one.
Me too. I'm like, I need that shirt.
I'm upping my game for next year.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm going to wear a festive color.
No,
Oh, no.
Amanda always wears great, beautiful. Yeah.
I love this place.
She's very colorful.
Gorgeous.
Matches your personality.
Oh. Yeah.
But I feel like this is my favorite con because I always say everything smells like ginger. Well, right now popcorn, right? But everything's like cinnamon and gingerbread and all my friends are here and there's Christmas trees and Christmas lights and everyone is in matching sweaters and it's just so lovely. It's just such a fun, it's a great way to get in the season, right?
Totally. I love Christmas so much. I think that's obvious at this point. But it's my favorite time of year and being here with all of you, hearing your stories, connecting, getting to spend time. It really does so much for my heart. I think I've cried about 3 or 4 times already today. So touched by your stories.
I just got done saying how I haven't run into any criers so far, but here you are.
I'm a crier. I'm an easy crier.
The feeling here is so electric. I love that you all are here and all of your fans are here and everybody's so kind. And like you said, I think connecting with your audience is so important, especially at the holidays. I know a lot of people have struggled and there's a lot of stories to tell in these kind of environments. If there is a Christmas movie that you would say has spoken to your life or your heart or made you feel a certain way, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. But growing up, we always watched Christmas Vacation. And it reminds me of my family in so many ways. I think there's a character in there that everyone relates to.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's so funny. But at the end of the day, it really is about the heart. And I love that one. I've always loved Elf.
Oh, that was an instant classic, right? Wasn't that one just so brilliant?
It's
instant.
So brilliant.
I mean, it's hard to believe that movie hasn't been around since we were born. That movie just feels so classic. I could watch that one over and over. And Vacation. We actually were going to watch Vacation a few weeks ago, and my oldest son, who's 16 now, was like, it's not time yet. It's not time. I'm not watching it with you. I'm like, come on. We can't wait forever. We got a lot of movies to watch. I checked a few off my list, but come on. And there's new ones coming out every day. And then there's all these with Spirited and with and I mean there's so many networks competing for the space now because it's such a brilliant genre and you've helped develop this genre into this into a Comic-Con.
Right.
This is amazing.
Oh, hail the queen.
Oh yeah, the Queen of Christmas, right?
So good.
So sweet.
But wait, Wheel of Fortune real quick.
Oh yeah.
Wait, hold on. How long do we have? This is my favorite thing to talk
about.
about.
We got 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
Okay, how much do you want to know?
Because I can talk about this all day long.
Tell everybody where it starts from for you.
Okay, I am obsessed with Wheel of Fortune. When I was little, we'd be at my grandparents' house, and it's probably my oldest childhood memory. Hearing it in the background, it was always on TV. We'd always play as a family. So it has this nostalgic thing for me, and it just makes me feel good. And now I watch it all the time with my daughter, and I'm obsessed with trying to solve the puzzles. I play the app. So
The
when
app
I heard,
is so great. The app is what
so
helped
great.
me out. Yeah, a lot.
So when I heard that they were doing it, for charity, I emailed my agent, which I don't usually do stuff like this. I was like, you got to get me on that show. So he gets me on the show. I have never been more excited or more nervous for anything in my whole entire life.
And I can back that up. I witnessed her just be she was just shaking backstage. She's like, oh my God, I'm a Wheel of Fortune. You don't understand. I watch it with my daughter. I and you were just kind of embarrassing. You were just the energy coming out of you. You were
big
so
time.
excited. You're like, Vanna, oh my God. And this is the wheel. And you were so cute. It was adorable.
Obsessed. But then I get there and I'm like, oh gosh, I have to play, right? So we do a rehearsal. Thank goodness they do a rehearsal. And in the rehearsal, I was like a blank white slate. I solved nothing. And there's a board that they tell you to look at and make
I was on
sure
fire. I was on
you
fire
were
for
on
the
fire.
And I was like, all right, this is going well.
Yes.
Okay.
But there's a board where they say those are the letters that have been selected. Look at the board. Make sure you're not saying. I kept saying the ones that had already been selected. I was so nervous I couldn't even breathe.
You had to calm down. And
Yes.
the wheel, the real reason for the rehearsal, I think, is so that you feel that wheel. The wheel is really heavy, and they warn you.
I never got good at turning the wheel.
Well, we had to have COVID sleeves. They look like little condoms or something. And you had to put it on and turn it, but then remember to take it off with you. So
And I'm standing in heels, and it's so heavy that it almost took me with
and we're
it.
short, so we have to lean way over and pull that thing. It's not easy. And we were playing with Titus Burgess, who is lovely and a doll.
Wonderful.
And all three playing for really great charities.
Yeah.
So it's hard when you're we knew our charities were getting certain amounts of money, but we also, of course, wanted to win more for them. We wanted to do the best we could. But what you taught me, Wheel of Fortune was on in my house when I was little, but I was like, yeah, I'll do it for charity. Sounds fun. And then you were there. So that was an added bonus for me to be able to catch up with you. But then you wanted to.
Yeah. But then when the show started, it was on. I took a deep breath and I was like, no, you are so excited to be here. You need to calm down and do it. And I did really well.
And you focused so hardcore. You solved the first one with you were like S. And then you were like, it's lights, camera, action. I was like, what the hell just happened? She was like, I was like, what? I can't even. No. And then I panicked.
Yeah,
you did. You nailed it.
I was so excited.
You got 2 boards in a row
But
where you
then-
were boom, boom.
But then, okay, so Melissa, as you all know, goes to the end of the first round and wins $1 million. I just about
It was
lost
do you know
it.
that
I started crying.
I know you did. That's how I knew what a big deal it was because I knew it was a big deal and it was exciting and stuff, but it was also sort of surreal. And I'm like, okay, wait, really? And I didn't realize that no one wins $1 million. I thought it was something
It had
that
only happened
happens
once, as far as I knew, in the
I think it
history of the
happened
show.
2 times. And I think I was the third, but I was the most winning. Turns out I found out way later that it was the most after it aired, which was 6 months. By the way, we played it. We had to keep it quiet for 6 months.
I was about to talk
Couldn't even
about
tell
that
my
part.
charity. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really hard to be we did really good, guys. Just wait till this check comes in.
It was the hardest secret I've ever kept. So I go home and my family knows that I'm playing, right? And I get home and they're like, tell us. I was like, I can't tell you anything. And my husband's like, you can tell me. I'm not going to tell anybody. And I was like, nope, I'm pretty sure I signed a contract. I can't mess up Wheel of Fortune. I don't want them mad at me. We would all ask Melissa, and she'd be like, I didn't tell a soul.
Oh, I told 5 people and then I wouldn't tell anyone for a month. And I told 5 more people and then I wouldn't tell anyone for a month. But don't tell anybody. But
I was like, I think they're going to know if I tell anyone. But it was just the best. It was one of those moments where it was a dream come true, and it was for a good cause.
Did you know that Americans spend an average of 90% of their time indoors breathing around 30,000 gallons of air daily?
It's a lot of air.
I didn't know that. 30,000 gallons of air. So according to the EPA, indoor air could be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. And in some cases, it can be 100 times more polluted.
Ew.
Is that crazy?
Ugh.
Well, let me tell you something. Do you know Air Doctor?
I do know Air Doctor.
I know Air Doctor too. I love Air Doctor because it has helped me with this issue. I am so worried about my indoor air. And especially since COVID and all those things, I was super concerned about indoor air.
Well, and it's allergy season. We've got pets.
Yes,
We've got
all those things.
kids that are bringing all
pollen,
the
dust
things.
mites, mold. Air Doctor filters out dangerous contaminants and allergens so your lungs don't have to.
Yes, so the pollen, the pet dander, dust, mold, it's all gone with their Ultra HEPA filter that's been independently tested to remove 99.99% of tested bacteria and viruses. Yes, and virtually 100% of particles as small as 0.003 microns.
That's small.
It's so tiny.
They also feature whisper jet fans, 30% quieter than most air purifiers.
And I can speak to this because our air doctor is like in our main living space in our house.
Yeah.
And you don't even notice it's there.
No.
It's awesome.
It's lovely. I have mine behind a plant, and then it just like cleans the air. And I just feel like everyone's healthier because of it.
Yes. An Air Doctor comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't love it, you just send it back for a refund, minus your shipping, of course.
So head to airdoctorpro.com and use promo code WWB. Depending on the model, you'll receive up to 39% off or up to $300 off.
So lock in this special offer by going to airdoctorpro.com. That's airdoctorpro.com and use the promo code WWB.
Thanks, Air Doctor, for sponsoring our podcast. Let's chat with Danica McKellar. Danica, thank you for coming in today. I can't believe we made this work.
I know.
Real quick, because I just noticed I'm drinking on my Dolly for President. So you worked with Dolly.
I did.
And we are in Nashville right now.
Yes, we
and
are.
You worked with she's
Dolly.
our idol. She's
at
our
Dollywood. I mean, Dolly for President.
at Dollywood. I haven't been to Dollywood yet.
We need to
Oh
go
my
to
gosh.
Dollywood.
Because it was closed. I was supposed to go in February, guys. It was closed. I didn't know it was going to be closed.
Yeah, I know. It's seasonal. But it's
They open at
amazing.
Christmas time, though, right?
they do.
I think they're open
As
right
you
now. They're
would
just
know.
closed from January through March. And of course, I booked it in February.
Yes, yes. No, we shot there. So we shot a lot of the movie Christmas at Dollywood in Vancouver, and then we shot a few days at Dollywood. And because they weren't going to open until because of their opening, we had to shoot it in November, which was so the whole movie was edited together except for the days at Dollywood. And we went in and we shot November 6th, 7th, and 8th or something.
And then they had
to
in the movie real quick.
Yeah, because the movie
edited
came
it.
out less than a month later.
Oh my God.
So but Dolly Parton was a dream. She was a true professional. She wanted to rehearse and rehearse. I'm like Dolly, I will rehearse as much as you want. I
Just love
I was like, yes, right, yeah, just yes. Her work ethic was fantastic, and everyone around her was sort of there to protect her and have her do less work. But she was like, no, I want to rehearse. She was just great. She had an incredible spirit and energy, and she walked into the room wearing this head to toe sequined cat suit.
I just want to be her.
And she was like, "Merry Christmas, everybody!" And we all just basically fell on the floor. Oh, and then then
I imagine that's what entering the gates of heaven will be like. Dolly there.
there are some moments when you just wish that you had been recording it, right? So we're sitting there rehearsing, and this scene was in on a stage, and so there were the seats. My mom and Draco, who at the time I guess was 7 or 8 years old, sitting there, and Dolly was like, "So who's that?" That's my mom. That's my son. Oh, what's his name? Draco. And she goes, "Oh, Draco," and she made up this little song on the spot. And I'm like, and I was like, "Why?" No, and I wish Alamar was like, "Draco, oh Draco," and
Oh my God.
a little ditty, and it was so. But I was like,
do you remind him of this
an
yearly?
body experience? Well, he didn't. I mean, he thinks she's awesome, but he doesn't really have an appreciation for who Dolly Parton is. My mom remembers the moment. I mean, I remember the moment. I just wish I'd been recording it. But we're so.
We had the only closest I come to that is Mason. I was race car driving in England with AC/DC's lead singer, and he would pick up Mason. Mason was only a year old, not even, I think 6 months, and would just sing Christmas lullabies to him and rock him. And I have no video. Of course, we had flip phones at the time, and I was in England, so I didn't have service anyway. And I was it was. But that's the closest. I mean, but Dolly sing. That's apparently, I heard on her podcast, or the podcast they did about her, that's how she came up with the song Jolene. She met a little girl named Jolene and started dittying it, kind of made a little demo of this girl Jolene. She wanted to remember her name because she thought it was so cool. Oh my God, maybe she's gonna come out with a song about Draco.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that was a couple years ago, so probably not. We would have heard it by now.
Working on it. She's
busy. She's making it perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's perfecting it.
Yeah.
I love that though. That's so. Oh, that is. So
And in
sweet.
sequins. I mean, does it get more magical?
And 6-inch platform heels. I remember there was the DP was she had to walk in from behind the camera, and there were some cords, and the DP said, "Okay, well, just be careful. I don't want you to trip over those." And she goes, "No, you don't, honey." Somehow she managed to like get a point like across in kind of a strong way.
Yeah.
But so charming.
Yes.
No matter what she does or says, she's charming and makes you feel fantastic. Even when you're like, wow, my job, my livelihood depends on you not tripping right now. I still feel wonderful about myself and wonderful about you.
Yeah.
And all
We
the
are
rest
1
of it.
degree separated from
That's
Dolly
amazing.
right now.
I know. I love
And
that.
let me tell you about her Imagination Library Foundation. So she has this incredible organization called the Imagination Library where she gives books to kids ages 0 to 5, one a month, if you live in an area where the Imagination Library is set up. And if you go to imaginationlibrary.org, I think it is.
I looked it up.
It is com.com? Yes. Okay. Then you can find if your area is serviced. And if it isn't, then, and if you've got money, you could maybe be helpful in setting up a local franchise or whatever to make it happen for kids. So it's everywhere in Tennessee, as far as I know, and lots of other southern states and randomly other places. I don't think it's in California at all.
No.
And it's for everybody.
And it's for everybody.
Doesn't matter your economic status, anything.
They don't ask what your economic status is so you don't create a stigma, which is so thoughtful.
Yeah. So just every kid under 5 gets free books.
No questions.
I mean-
they just show up in your mailbox. It's
That's
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's really
And the
amazing.
last one is, I think it's like, Here Comes Kindergarten or something. It's like sets you off on your way. So it really teaches kids to read. So when they get to kindergarten, they're in good shape and promoting, parents reading to their kids.
That's
Just a beautiful
seriously
organization.
incredible.
And it was in 2017 that she invited my Goodnight Numbers to be part of it. And I was just like, that was the first time Dolly Parton and I had ever come into each other's worlds at all. We got this letter, my publisher, and I was like, yes, I would love that.
Dolly
So
wants
what is that? Yes.
So the Imagination Library reaches out to people as opposed to the other way around.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Well, and some of their books are public domain. Some of their books are classics. It just,
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so I have the
you're a part
the
of
letter
it.
still. But I remember my publisher sent me the letter, but they didn't put it like with cardboard backing, so it's kind of wrinkled. But like I still framed it.
Okay. I was going to say, did you frame it?
Yes, I framed it. Of course I did.
You and I are very, very
turn it
alike.
over and
Yes.
iron it.
I have a Christmas card from Shirley Temple that's framed.
Oh my goodness.
But it's actually, it was her 50th anniversary with her husband as well. So it's the Christmas card says like, thanks to your love and friendship, like we've made it 50 years or something. I'm like,
You're like,
you're
yep.
welcome.
You're like, yes, all because of me.
Nothing to do with me. I went to her house. She invited me to her home one time, but it was like the highlight of my life. But I framed it.
Yes, of course.
I would have too.
I had to. I was like, when you get a Christmas card from Shirley Temple, you frame that.
So yeah, so the book's been in the program for a few years now, and I think it's for 3-year-olds. So like when your child, some month, I think it's October this year, I think is what they said. It goes out to everybody in the
Oh,
program.
so like one book a month. So that book is the book that's sent out every month.
It's so depending on your age. So each age and each month is a different book.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, very
So
cool.
it's amazing, and they make these books for these are low cost versions of the books. So we basically don't make anything off of it. They we sign off and say yes, let's donate these and get the for me it's about. Goodnight Numbers is a really sweet book that helps kids learn how to count. And on every page, so like the 5 page, everything on it has like 5 of whatever it is. There's lots of counting to be done. And that was kind of something that happened while the illustration process was happening. We discovered, well, hey, why don't we just make like a whole lot of things to count on each page that corresponds with a number? And I also include a 10 frame in there so they start to understand how numbers fit into 10 frames, which is how kids are learning addition and subtraction these days.
Yeah.
So there's a lot in the book, and I was just so thrilled, not just to be associated with Dolly Parton, but also because I get to get the word out and help more kids.
And then the movie, you guys, did you at Dollywood? Did you shoot on the rides and stuff, or what? What did you?
We shot like on the near the rides. I mean, I didn't actually go. I did go to Dollywood.
I was
the
like,
next
did
day,
you go on the rides?
But not as part of the movie. Yeah.
I just haven't been. I gotta go. Our guest is Erin Cahill, and we have so much to talk about. Oh my gosh!
Clearly we do.
Yes,
We're just
clearly
deep
we do.
diving straight into real friendship
First,
here.
we have to talk all things Hallmark. First of all, I'm more of a Lifetime girl, but all of you Hallmark people. So at Christmas Con, we saw each other a few weeks ago. It was so fun, but I felt like such an outsider because I'm the only one that's not on Hallmark. No, it's fine. It was fine. No, it was
Okay.
Like I'm not like that.
Okay.
But like I was like, I'm the only one here that's not on Hallmark because you guys all did the field trip to the Hallmark headquarters, right?
Yeah.
And then so tell me how many of the Hallmark hotties you have or hunks you have worked with.
Okay. Can I just also tell you? So I've known Andrew Walker for 17 or 18 years. We did a pilot together that long ago. Yeah, we've never done a Hallmark movie.
Oh, you haven't done one?
No. Wes Brown, I've known him for also 17 years, but I did get to work with him.
He's so sweet.
2 years ago.
I mean, they all are. Honestly, they are all so sweet.
Like truly wonderful guys.
Nicest guys.
Family guys, great guys.
If you're gonna have to fake
everyone
make
at
out with
home.
someone, they should be good people.
Everyone at home, though, that thinks that they're like, they really are. These
Like,
are really
truly.
the nicest guys. Jonathan Bennett,
They live up to it.
Jonathan Bennett, that guy. Oh, there's
Jesse Hutch. Like, we like these guys.
So Jesse, I did a movie for, not Hallmark, but I did like an indie rom-com for that ended up on the W Network. But have you had him on your show?
No, not yet. We need to.
Oh yeah.
He's a Nashville villain too.
Yeah,
right?
he's been, he and his wife have come, he and the kids have come over for dinner before and stuff.
Yes.
We'll all have to get together.
I mean Lorelai.
oh, yeah.
Right?
Sweet.
Is that his
hey,
wife?
Yeah.
his wife. Have you guys ever had Sarah Lancaster on?
No.
Do you know her?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was
That's
gonna
another
say-
one?
Yeah.
Just need to make the list.
Yeah, there's a few more Nashvilleans we have to. Kristen Chenoweth. We went to see Kristen Chenoweth the other night.
Does she live here?
I'm not sure I would be able to like contain myself.
I wouldn't either. I just
we
be like-
just found out she lives here. Like at her concert.
I don't think you'd have to contain yourself because I don't think she would stop talking long enough for us to
The
talk.
amount of energy in that woman.
I know.
I've only met one other person in my whole life who has that. It like
She's a
exudes that.
firecracker.
It is
Yes,
just. I don't know. She might set the place on fire.
Yeah.
Like, it might just blow up.
And that's what she does, and that's why people love her, right?
Totally. And then her jokes, because I only got to see her perform one time. She did like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 songs that Hallmark had an event at Radio City Music Hall last year.
yes. I
in
know. You guys
November.
get all the great events.
And she, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful. So thankful. Thank you, Hallmark. I love you. But she performed and she was telling these jokes in the middle. We were like, she's doing like a stand-up act.
Sometimes she does it in the. I actually do know that I actually thought she was more of a stand-up than she was of a singer. I mean, I knew she did Broadway and stuff, but I thought she did more because I just think of her as a comedy girl. She's so funny.
is so funny.
Oh, that's so funny. You're right. Because of all her movies and
I
stuff.
just don't
but
see a lot of Broadway.
Oh, so
and
I know her
so,
because of Wicked. So to me, she's
This one over here has never seen Wicked.
Don't. I know. Don't look at me.
So
I'm sorry, guys. We're done
I'm
with
just
this
gonna
interview
buy
because we're
out
gonna
like
go watch
the entire
Wicked.
loge. I think at TPAC and take every
I've
woman
also
I've
never
ever
seen
met.
Hamilton. I feel
because-
like I am just the. I know. Look at.
I'm so sorry.
I need to go
There's
on like
judgment there.
I know.
I need to.
You
that
can't
was
see
a
mine
hard
because of the
stare.
Botox. It's fine.
I just feel like I need to go to New York for one long weekend and see every play
Yes,
because
let's
I am
go.
so. But I love. Do you know what I did yesterday while I
my
was
favorite
packing
thing.
for Africa? I'm like listening to the soundtrack of Les Mis because Kristen Chenoweth sang a song from Les Mis the other night.
Which one?
Which Bring Him Home.
Oh,
She sang it for the troops. She said like with
It
the troops in her mind.
Was
It was
Yes, we all
spectacular.
cried.
Standing ovation. Like
it was
But
so powerful.
it made me remember the soundtrack again, and that's a play I've seen over and over. I had all the friends. Lacey Chabert was in it. All my friends were like
Speaking
in.
of Lacey, look at
Yeah,
this outfit.
you're wearing Lacey
guys,
Chabert.
I'm wearing Lacey's sweatsuit.
So
It's
next time
really
you see me when I'm
cute.
wearing the same thing, don't judge.
No,
I
this,
want
I want
too.
this.
This is how I got it. So she's got a black one with hearts, and
I'm getting hearts.
It's with hearts.
Is it
They're
pink
so
hearts?
cute. They're pink and blue, I think.
Yes. Okay. That's how
I know, it's so precious.
Yeah.
So I saw her at the airport, and I was like, Lacey, I love this, and she was like, oh, it's mine actually, and I was like, I have been meaning to buy some of your stuff, and she offered to send me some, and I was like, no, you're a startup, and I'm so proud of you. And so I went on, I tried to buy the black one, but they didn't have my size, so I bought this one instead, which I'm
Nice.
quite thrilled about.
So
Yeah,
Thanks,
I love
guys.
it.
I'm gonna
It's
live in
super
it now.
cute.
Yeah.
And we love Lacey. I mean, I've known
we love
Lacey since her
Lacey.
Broadway, since she was
Amazing.
She was Cosette, and she was on Broadway,
did
and I
not know.
saw that play over and over again because all my friends, my sister. I don't know how we always got in. I think one of my sisters might have been an understudy, or I don't know. But anyway, we were friends with the whole Chabert family. Her big sister Wendy was my dear friend, and then Chrissy was my sister's friend, and then her brother was friends with my brother, and Lacey went out on one date with my brother. Like it was like we were very, very close for like a year or two. And
no idea.
at the time she's doing Les Mis because she's an amazing singing voice. And so she was doing Les Mis. And so that's one of the plays I've seen. I've seen Miss Saigon over and over again, but I've really not seen a whole lot more. Like
This
I've
is
seen
what we're
Rent
doing.
and
we're going, and I'm going to plan 2 plays a day. We're going to hit the matinee. We're going to hit a
I'm all
night
for it.
show. We're just going to fill
get it
up
all
an
in. Just a
entire
Broadway
weekend.
trip. I love it.
Oh, and
you
Jessica
coming?
Chastain is about to end. No, I will, 100%. I'm actually going. Do you want to come August 1st and 2nd? I want to go see some shows. Do you want to come?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I'm in.
You are? This is what you do?
Yes.
You do this?
Yeah. Are you serious? I'll be there. We'll discuss.
Yeah.
Off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right. I like it. Yeah, I need to get some. I need to watch some plays. I just feel like it's like blasphemy in our industry to not know all these plays. Like I feel like I'm missing out on so much, not only like culture, pop culture, everything. Like I feel like I can't be in on conversations. It's like before I watched Game of Thrones, I just had no clue what people were talking about.
Years. I did not watch Game of Thrones for years. I was like, I saw the pilot. And I don't know why. I just never. And then we were going to Croatia for our friend's wedding. And so I was like, you know what, guys, I'm just going to jump in. And my friend's like, you can't just jump in. It was like season 7 or something. Oh, I did.
You
Girls,
jumped
I
into season 7?
My sweet, wonderful husband, every episode, every 3 minutes would pause and go, okay, so they're actually brother and sister. You know, like,
oh, you missed so much.
I missed so much. So my wonderful husband tried to give me like an abridged version. And finally at one point he's like, babe, can we just watch one episode and I'll try to explain after? Because it was so tough for him.
Did you ever go back and watch it all?
No.
You haven't?
No, I just finished it from there.
Now she knows. Why?
But the first season, but like the Red Wedding and the
I missed the Red Wedding.
Battle of the Bastards, and like you have to.
I have to go back and watch it.
I never understood, and I was like, I've
never watched it. I can't watch it. It would emotionally traumatize me. I
think you need to start in the second season. It's not as violent as the first season. But the first season is like sex and brutality and like evil, and you're just like nobody's safe. That's what I like about the show is that nobody's safe. You're like anyone could die.
I am too emotionally attached to all people. I can't handle
a good
it.
lesson in not being attached.
No, it would just be a nice bill for my therapist. My therapist is like, yes, watch it.
Woman that binge.
Yes. So good.